Progressive YouTuber David Pakman of The David Pakman Show was invited to the White House and he met with President Joe Biden. They got a picture of the two of them shaking hands, and he's being ruthlessly mocked on X over this. So he made a post with this picture that read, "I was recently part of a small group of independent media creators and influencers invited to meet with the president and other administration officials at the White House. I do not expect to be invited to the White House for quite some time." That's referring to how Trump is now taking office. But yeah, so he's being ruthlessly mocked, as I said, for meeting with President Biden. There are people saying, oh, how can you call yourself an independent content creator? How can you say that you're not a member of the Democratic political party if you're meeting with Joe Biden and taking this picture with him where you're shaking hands? And in fact, this criticism is both coming from the left and the right. So you have people on the left going after him for this. A lot of them don't like Biden. They find him to be too much of a centrist, or perhaps someone who's enabling genocide. And people on the right are, of course, mocking him because they hate Biden and they hate Democrats. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say to the people on the right, you're wrong. To the people on the left, I sort of understand you. The people on the right, you're wrong because you're just total hypocrites. You guys cozy up to Trump. Your content creators cozy up to Trump. I mean, think about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is always hanging out with Donald Trump of TPUSA. He and Trump are like lodged together. Think about Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson's hanging out with Trump. The guy does relentless pro-Trump propaganda on his show. Yet you guys still look up to those two individuals. You still consider Tucker Carlson to be independent media. So David Pakman, I mean, yeah, let's face it, he does give favorable coverage to Biden a lot of the time, but certainly not all the time. Recently, he did a segment where he even said that Biden would not have beaten Trump if he had been the nominee, that he was just a worse candidate than Kamala Harris, that he was unable to account for his age problem, he was unable to get some solid economic messaging that resonated with the American electorate. And so, yeah, it was a very Biden-critical segment. Even before Biden dropped out and before the June 27th presidential debate with Donald Trump, David Pakman was still saying Biden has really slowed down. So, no, the guy is not just some partisan hack out there shilling for Biden, doing pro-Biden propaganda, doing pro-Democratic Party propaganda. Let's be real. And I have plenty of disagreements with the guy, but for crying out loud, he's still an independent journalist. He's not just getting the party line from Biden and the Democrats. The Republican Party, on the other hand, is feeding a lot of these networks the party line, the messaging. A lot of these people will not even criticize Trump once. They just go straight along with him. They meet up with him. Did you hear about how Joe Rogan recently was gushing over the fact that he's going to be invited to Mar-a-Lago? He's going to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President Trump. This guy who millions of people watch, millions of people look up to as an independent content creator, as a guy who brings their friends on so that they can see these new guests, old guests that they want to see talk to Joe Rogan. He's meeting with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. So the left does not have an independence problem, at least compared to the right. Now, here's where I sort of understand why people on the left are criticizing him. I understand that there's a lot of sentiment on the left of like, okay, we don't want to associate with power whatsoever. So if right-wingers associate with Trump, that's bad. If left-wing content creators go to the White House and shake hands with Joe Biden and get a picture with him, that's bad. And to the extent that they believe Biden is enabling a genocide and that you should not meet with him for those reasons, that is also valid. You know, that's consistent with their belief that he's a bad president, that he's enabling genocide, that he's not progressive enough on economic issues, and they're entitled to those opinions. So, yeah, I don't know. Left-wingers sometimes do need to consider associating themselves with people in power, though. It would definitely help elect candidates who are better than those that the Republican Party offers. And the Democratic Party has traditionally struggled with new media. That's kind of why Trump just won this election. So yeah, I really understand David Pakman. I also kind of understand people on the left criticizing him. That's my take. But to you people on the right mocking him and criticizing him, just know that you're complete and utter hypocrites on this. I'm sorry. You need, or at least if you want to not be hypocrites, you've got to condemn the right-wing commentators who associate and buddy-buddy up with Donald Trump. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, please like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next video.